guys and girls, this property is on the market for $3 million just here. I have shown you this beforehand, the skyscrapers in the background and stuff like that. This property here, $3 million. This property here, I picked up for $622,000. Why is that good at $622,000? This thing here, I bought about 12-18 months ago. You may have seen an old video on this thing. It's a shitbox. This land here, the owner paid $600,000 for it going back in 2006. I bought it for $22,000 more over a decade later. Why is it important to understand what you're buying and understand, when it comes time to sell, to choose the right agent and all that sort of stuff? Is this land is zoned for HX zoning, so you can build as high as you want. It's 506 square meters of land, which isn't much. However, this is in the heart of Surfers Paradise. Capel Avenue is just down the road. Behind this is water. There's a street behind us on the water. And I've got a D8 on this property to build a block of units, which is 16 units, 1 unit per level almost. A couple of the lower levels are 2-bedders, upstairs are 3-bedders and penthouses and sub-penthouses for like 5 or 6 levels. So what does this property offer and why am I showing it to you today? This thing here I bought, got the plans approved, all that sort of stuff. But as I've been saying, the financial market's getting much tighter and the GFD is coming. And I've got all these properties which are sitting vacant, not returning me an income. This thing here was covered in just junk all around the yard. I never actually walked around the property beforehand. Inside the property, there was no gyprock on the ceilings, there was no carpets, everything was really, really shit. It doesn't look much better now. However, I realised that I could rent these for $400 per week each, so it's $800 per week, or 40 grand a year that I'm missing out on from having it just sit here waiting. So basically I've done a little reno, cost 40 grand. What did 40 grand buy me? It doesn't look like much. I've got some nice concrete slab there with some runners put in the gate, so the gate slides nicely. Had the property cleaned up. I was thinking of painting it when I rocked up to it, and I was thinking if I spend another few grand on painting the outside of the property, it's not going to do much justice for me because I will be knocking it down in the next few years to build that. I don't have the keys to get inside it at the moment, but we'll go for a walk around so we can see through the windows. This thing here, the reason why I'm doing this is because it is a bit harder to get finance out there. I'll probably end up coming back and building this thing cash, but just in the interim, getting a bit of a return is better than nothing at all. So this thing here, it's made out of Besser blocks, as we can see the walls made over there out of it. Had it all painted inside, had carpet installed, needed new ovens, new hot water system, stuff like that. So a little oven, original kitchen. It's neat and tidy, it's habitable, and that's what this property is all about. They did try and put an extension at the back. I haven't seen inside upstairs, but I know it's all been painted and stuff. I'll put some photos up online a little bit later. This backyard, you couldn't step in it beforehand. There was so much stuff left behind. It was not funny. So as we take a bit of a walk around, it's got basic hot water system there. The place needs a clean. I'll be getting cleaned next week before it gets leased out. It is a 2/3 bedroom duplex each side. 2-bedroom units in this area. Rent out for $350 a week for old shitbox things like that. Just gonna jump the best brick wall here and try and not take my nuts off from doing so. It's got a little sitting area out the back. It's very neat and tidy. It's not my typical type of investment. Normally I would be doing full renos to a property if I was going to keep it or whatever. However, on this occasion, this thing's probably got about 2-3 years left in its life. Whenever I choose to send the bulldozer and start building a block of bespoke, unique, luxury units here. So this is the beautiful love shack where people might want to come and spend their honeymoon or whatever. Just jokes. It's just, this area is full of students and backpackers and whatnot, and there's always a high demand for tenants in this area. Just put the camera in the wall. Didn't have to do anything too exciting. The owner that owned it before me was living here, and it was just a project that had gone not to plan, I guess. I don't know. Someone obviously didn't finish it. But it's like a Cinderella balcony up there where you can sit off there and let whatever it is climb up your hair and get up onto the top balcony. But yeah, just a little run through as to some of the things I've been doing of recent times. I think this is a marketplace where people should be cautious of cash flow, and I've always talked about cash flow being very important. I think it's time where people need to consider what they buy, be cautious of what they're buying, not expecting that the market's just going to keep doubling and stuff like that. And yeah, I went out and reviewed my portfolio and realised that I'm probably leaving 3, 4, maybe even 500,000 a year sitting on the table, which I could be just doing some little patch ups and getting better rental incomes. I've got another street full of properties, like blue chip properties, where I plan on building about 300 units on. In that property, I've got like 5, 6, 7 houses in a street, which are very similar sort of scenarios. Just reno them and got them rented out as well. So yeah, there's always things that you can be doing with your portfolio to tweak it. Whether you be just starting out and saving your deposit for your next property, looking for a bargain because people can't get funding, whether you be holding a property portfolio and you could be doing a small reno to a property. If I was to spend the $5,000 on painting it and making it look a bit nicer from the outside, a bit more appealing, that could potentially get me an extra couple of bucks in rent, but I'm not too fussed on that because it's just going to come down in the not too distant future. So look for areas in your portfolio on what you can tweak, what you can renovate, what you can do to pull out equity if you've got access to equity. Obviously not your financial advisor, but I'd probably suggest getting access to your equity just so it's safe there. So you've got capital at hand and in a position to be able to do stuff. But this is just an awesome little buy. This is one of my favourite ones, even though I've never seen a cent of return on it. Just for the potential, for the price that I picked it up for, I stole it. It's pretty cool sort of property. As we can see, there's units behind, there's a block of units beside it. Might take a little bit of a walk out on the street. Got some block of units down the end of the street. All these things will all eventually get knocked down. Land value in this area at the moment, looking at recent sales and other properties currently on the market, for development potential, you're looking at probably 1.5, 1.6 mil, something like that for the value. So I probably picked up $1 million worth of profit on this property without doing anything, just because it was a shit real estate agent that sold it, and the owner was severely disadvantaged by that. So a few things to take from this. 1, you can always do stuff to your portfolio. 2, make sure that you get all your finances in order. Speak to a financial, like a finance specialist, to be able to look at what your finances are like and see if you can pull out equity, etc. Once again, not your financial advisor. Very important to always remember that. I'm just here for educational purposes, or entertainment purposes, should I say. Next thing is make sure that when you're buying properties, you pick up bargains, understand what you're buying, and if you're thinking of selling, make sure that you get the highest price when it comes time to selling your property. So if you are looking to sell a property, I'm not a real estate agent. I have a lot of people asking me of recent times, who do you recommend to sell and all this sort of stuff. Send me an email at info@getthemax. This is an email address that I made. is send over your property details, and I'll put you in contact with the best agent in the area to ensure that you get the max when it comes time to sell your property. So if you are thinking of selling, as I said, I'm not a real estate agent, I don't profess to be. I feel sorry for lots of real estate agents out there because there's lots of variables and things that, it's a tough gig for real estate agents in the best of time. And I don't think it's really cracked up to what it's meant to be for agents. But if you do need to speak to a real estate agent, let me know. I'll put you in contact with someone in your local area. We'll catch up soon, and you guys have an awesome day. Bye for now.